So let's be honest, the whole marriage and family thing is a bit of a friggin' train wreck right now. As everyone knows, about 50% of marriages end in divorce, but what about the other 50%? Look, a lot of them, to me, don't look very functional. This is a bit of a worry, right? If we want to have a society, you need to have children, and the children need to be raised. And if you look at all the data, it's pretty obvious the system that we've inherited now is not really working. Good news is that I have seen a few marriages that are really good. And what I've noticed in these marriages is that both the man and the woman are very selfless. They both really serve each other. They both give and enjoy giving. This kind of empathy thing going on. This is a win-win, because if you have two people that enjoy giving, then they both give and take at the same time automatically. So if I'm being really nice to my wife, I'm providing all the money, I'm disciplining the kids, I'm doing the hard stuff, and I enjoy doing that, I benefit because I enjoy, because I'm empathetic. She benefits because she receives the benefits. Meanwhile, she's doing all the things she needs to do as a woman and as a wife in the family, and she enjoys that. She's taught to enjoy, to give that to me, and I enjoy receiving it, right? It's pretty watertight. In case you hadn't noticed, our culture has changed and is changing very, very quickly. We used to have an emphasis, like all traditional societies did, have an emphasis on empathy. Be kind to others, give to others, think of others. This is changing very, very quickly. We're now being trained to think of ourselves and put ourselves first. And when we look at a relationship, we're much more likely to think of the relationship in terms of what can I get? Okay, if I can get something, maybe then I'll give something in return, but only if I get first. I think as human beings, we have a lot of capacity for really good things, really bad things. And when it comes to narcissism and empathy, I think we can be both, and extreme versions of both at that. But I think it's much easier for us to be narcissists than it is to be highly empathetic. You can probably see all this yourself, but if you look at academic research on the topic of narcissism, you also see that the proportion of the population that is classified as heavily narcissistic is going up almost every year. So how the hell are two people going to stay together for the duration of the child's childhood in order to give the child a good upbringing? And who's even going to want to have a relationship out of this younger generation coming through now? Why do they even want to do it? They're not told to. We don't tell them to. We don't tell them the benefits. We don't tell them it's important. And that's what you see. You see a lot of young single people. A lot of people who have never even had a relationship, they're entering their 30s. And of course, the longer you delay entering into a relationship, the longer you delay marriage, the more you get used to living for yourself and by yourself. And all of a sudden, being with somebody else feels like a great impost on your own individual personal space. So as we liberalize societies around the world, as we pull apart Christianity, as we pull apart Islam, as we pull apart every single traditional society in the world, I can't help but think we don't actually know what we're doing. It feels to me like the people who are orchestrating these changes actually have no real plan of how to create a functioning society.